What if you knew the opportunity was right there in this split-second moment? What if you knew the promise of the promise was real? What if you had all the knowledge, all the wisdom, but you chose to just sit down on the opportunity of the moment? You just sat and you just waited. I got to wait for all conditions to be perfect for me to make the move forward. What if you just sat and wait for that ideal perfect moment? What if you looked outside and said, it's too hot to get going today? Oh, Leah, you know it's supposed to be a heat wave out there, 90 degrees. We can't do nothing in the hot weather. But were you saying that 4 months ago in the cold weather? So what are the proper conditions for us to get going? Freedom from emancipation to elevation. Can we say that? Freedom from What if I were to slip, trip, and fall on a slippery floor, Reverend Wilmer? You get up. You get up and you keep going. So I'm going to ask you to do something now that I normally don't ask you to do. Will you please get up? Oh boy, I'm going to tell you, Renaissance Union, all is well. And all is in divine order. I'm excited about this morning. Now you may say he's excited all the time. 7 days a week, 365, he's excited. Because I do have this emancipated soul, this ideology that I'm untethered, untied, unlocked. And because of that, I feel this level of freedom. And I want you to feel it too. Because if you feel this level of freedom, Lux, it's nothing you cannot do. It's wide open. And that's the great thing about this life. Is if you know the keys, know the principles, and you practice the principles, use the keys, anything you want to be, do, and have, it's yours. Boss, it's yours. And we know this, man. And so repeat after me. I am free, by divine design. I am powerful beyond my past. The fire of truth is lit in me. And I fan it with every thought, every word, and every choice. I'm not waiting for liberation. I'm living in elevation. Look at somebody and say, I'm bound to be free. You may be seated. Juneteenth. Juneteenth. Can we just use Juneteenth in a metaphysical way this morning? Juneteenth. Most of us know the story, don't we? January 1st, 1863, President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. What did he sign? And that was supposed to be a declaration, a decree, that all men and women were free. Free to pursue their life's mission. What are you free to pursue? Okay, so we're teaching today. No hooping, no hollering, just teaching. Is that all right? Because I want you to have a takeaway. Because at the end, there will be a pop quiz. And there will be an opportunity for something more in a workshop next week. And so we see January 1, 1863. President Abraham Lincoln signs the Emancipation Proclamation. But then, what's odd is that we celebrate Juneteenth on June 19th. And see, what had happened was, in Galveston, Texas, they still had people on plantations. And they hadn't got the word of the Emancipation Proclamation that was signed in 1863 on January 1st. General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston on June 19th, 1865. And let everyone know, in the state of Texas, slavery was ended. Now, what happened? That's a 2.5-year gap between the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation and the notification and activation of it in Texas, Galveston, Texas. But more so than exploring what happened, why it took so long, I'm more interested in what happened when those who were bound, tethered, found out that they were free. Now, some people got the news, Will, and they said, I'm out of here. Peace. You don't have to tell me again that I'm free. I'm out of here. Peace. I'm gone. They started running off the plantations. But then there were some people who chose, can we say chose, to stay in that condition, that situation, in bondage, tethered. Why? Comfort? Conditions? No imagination? Didn't know better? Fear. Fear. Isn't that amazing? Some people stayed in bondage because it was familiar. And freedom was foreign. And because of that fear of the unknown and the seemingly safety of the familiar and the foreign, they stayed. So what's going on here? Have you ever been in a situation where someone told you you had permission to do something and you didn't do it? I'll raise my hand. I'll raise my hand. It's like being at a green light and you're so distracted that it takes other cars to blow at you, call your names, and ask you, what's wrong with you? It's a green light. I had that scenario this morning. I was reading the word for the day at a traffic light. I'm into the word for the day. And so I hear this horn honking. Guy turned around, his head from me, and he just went around my car, and he said something. I hope he was saying, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And so I just wave my hand and say, peace and love, prosperity to you. But what do we do when we know the truth, but we don't act on the truth? How many of us are seasoned with the word? We read the word. We take in all kind of religious, spiritual things. This knowledge, this vast knowledge that we have, but we don't use it. Emancipation Proclamation was a permission slip, wasn't it? It was just a permission slip. This is no different from being in elementary school and they say, do you want to go down the hallway? Well, you need a permission slip. And you can't enter the hallway until you get a permission slip. But what if we have that permission slip in the Word? And the Word tells us to move forward. Unlimited, untethered. You can do all things through the Christ that strengthens you. But what does it say in John 8:32? It just simply says, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you what? Free. Think about that. Freedom is not activated by law, it's activated by awareness. Understand that. Some people ran out. Some people stayed. It was the awareness that I'm free. I'm uninhibited. I can go where I want to go. I can do what I want to do. It's up to me. It's my choice. Freedom is not activated by law. It's activated by awareness. The truth shall set you free. But the truth is, most of us don't believe the truth is true. And because we don't believe the truth is true, we don't act on the truth and set ourselves free. Do you get it? Do we get it? Stay with me now. Live your truth. Live your truth. Deeper moment. Think about this. There's two fires inside of you. Two fires. How many fires inside of you? Two fires inside of you. Each one of us has two fires burning inside of us. There's the fire of trauma and there's the fire of truth. Both can be fed. Now, what's this fire about? Fire is not just for distraction and destruction. Fire is also for purification. It's for passion. It's for power. And so when we think about this, two fires inside of me, the fire of trauma and the fire of truth. Trauma, things that I've experienced, and they bring about fear within me, shame within me, and suffering within me. Anybody relate to that? Tell the truth and shame the devil. It's an opportunity to go inside of yourself and think about the fire that's raging within you at this very moment. Which fire is being fed? That fire of trauma, the fire of truth. Truth is fueled by love, clarity, peace, and divine remembrance. What's the remembrance all about? Divine remembrance is what? The truth of what? Who I am, my capacity, my connection to source that's greater than anything that I will ever experience. And because of that greater than ideology, anything that I experience, I can overcome. I can get over. I can get through. I can get around. I can get under. And so we say this fire of truth versus this fire of trauma. Most of us live in this fire of trauma, don't we? 87% of people surveyed live in the fire of trauma. What makes the difference? It's if you're living in that space, trauma. You have to get in the mindset that everything in life has to be put in a scenario of I must live my truth. Remember that game we used to play? Truth or Dare? Remember that? Raise your hand if you remember Truth or Dare. Truth or Dare. But what if we change that game and say, I'm going to live out my truth and I'm going to take every dare that comes along the way? So it becomes not truth or dare, it becomes truth and dare, and I dare you to do it. What if we did it? It's not truth or dare, it's truth and dare, and I dare you to do something different than you've been doing before. And it's the difference that makes the difference in what you experience. Tell somebody, it's the difference that makes the difference in what the difference is going to make. So here we are. Let's get back relaxed. Jeremiah 20, verse 9 says something. His word was in my heart like a fire shut up in my bones. Where was it shut up in? Now, why is this so relevant this morning? Why would I pick out this, Reverend Wilma, Reverend Ruth? Out of all this, it's fire burned up in my bones. It's hot outside. It's hot in here. Don't sing that song right here. His word, which is the truth, right? His word is the truth. We know the word is the truth, right? We know that. And the truth don't lie, right? So his word was in my heart like a fire shut up in my bones. Why is it so important that we understand what the scenario is here? It's a fire, but it's shut up in my bones. It's shut up. It's locked up. It's caged up. Why is it so relevant? Because it's telling you that it's present and it's in my bones. And if it's in my bones, it means it's in my DNA. That is built inside of me. I came here loaded with it already, and it's in my bones. And so when we talk about the truth that sets you free, there's an inkling, there's an obsession with all of us, is that we want to live in the truth. We want to live the right way, the best way, the better way, don't we? And that's what always pricks at us. Our mind, our body, and our spirit. I want to do more. I want to have more. I want to experience the greatest things ever, greater than anything I've ever experienced. I want to move into that realm. My fire is still burning. And I want the truth that's locked up in my bones. I want the truth that's straying away because I keep on feeding the trauma of my past, the things that have disappointed me, the things that were uninvited, and they came into my life like they were invited. Now I want to go back. I want to capture the essence of me. What's locked up in my bones, I want to open the door so it can get out. That's where I want to be. There's still fire of truth within each and every one of us. And so the idea is, how do we approach this experience of having two fires inside of us? The fire of trauma and the fire of truth. Which one wins? Which one prevails? Which one gets the next log? And the log is the log of your thought. The log is the log of your thinking. The log of your behavior. The log of how you use your time. You have a choice. to put that next log on that log position on truth or trauma. How many of us are held back by the trauma of our past? The trauma of yesterday, last week, last month, last year. The trauma becomes our identity. The trauma becomes the way that we live. The trauma seemingly becomes our truth. But it's just trauma. And it's just causing you drama. See? Anybody familiar with that? I heard people talk. It's trauma. And it continues to cause you drama. In the words that you speak, the way that you live, it's trauma in motion. But now the idea is that we want to exit. It's an exodus. I leave Egypt. I leave the drama of the past, in the past, and I move forward. It's time to feed that flame of truth. Turn to somebody and say, I'm changing. I'm changing. There is no still trying to change. Somebody whisper it out there, and I was hoping somebody would whisper this morning, I'm still trying to change, Reverend Glenn, Reverend William, I'm doing my best to change. I'm on the chain gang, trying to change. No, you're not locked. You're not tethered. Get out of here. We said, Reverend Ruth, truth and dare. And I dare you to change your words, to change your behavior, and stop living in the ordinary. We're going to the extraordinary, to a higher level of consciousness. So for your consideration on this morning, can we considering going to a higher level of consciousness? Can we consider it as an opportunity, as a moment that we say, Leah, I dare you to do something different. I dare you to wake up, act up, and stay up to something new, something fresh. Most of us have this behavior pattern. We wake up around the same time, we eat the same food, drink the same beverage every morning. How about if I challenge you to drink Kool-Aid in the morning? And I say Kool-Aid because I used to get so excited. Nothing made me more excited than a pitcher of red Kool-Aid with sugar at the bottom, even after it's been stirred. But what I'm asking you to do is act like a child. The enthusiasm, the energy, the expectancy of a child. A child knows no limitations until you, mommy, you, daddy, you, auntie, you, uncle, you, grandmommy, you, granddaddy, until you pose the limitation on them. They would taste it. They would touch it. Do anything. Untethered. Uninhibited. Unlimited. And that's where you have to be when we really talk about your emancipation. Becoming elevation. From emancipation, which is just a permission slip, again, that's all it is, right? So let me hear you say, I got permission. Now I need to elevate. I got permission. Now I need to elevate. Leah Beck, Sister Leah Beck, wrote a poem, our Juneteenth prayer. And I'll try to do it justice by reading it. Spirit of truth, awaken us all. Teach us to see with open hearts, to repair what was broken, to celebrate what was reclaimed, and to co-create a world where all can thrive and all are truly free. We rise together in courage, in compassion, in unity, and in unstoppable love. Brilliant. So this prayer is a pathway. This prayer is about pursuit. This prayer is about a promise made to us and the provision for us to move forward. Now I know you're thinking, I got permission, and that's good. You got the slip. The Emancipation Proclamation was that permission slip, right? Signing the law. Law is you're free. You can go. Go ahead. Live your life. But then the question becomes, when you have the permission, do you have the courage to pursue? There's a difference between permission and pursuit. We're supposed to be in the pursuit of what? Happiness. But how many of us are really in the pursuit of happiness? We have the permission. We have the permission. And we know the door is open. It's unlocked. We're untethered. We're unlimited. But how many of us are in the pursuit of that happiness? 100 miles an hour in pursuit of that happiness, that joy, that love. Too many of us are caught up, I'll tell you right now, in what was the experience that you had that makes you live in that trauma. And it won't allow you to pursue that happiness. Why is it that I hear people say, oh, I've given up on love. Love hurt. Love costs. I tried that before. It didn't work for me. What about that new lifestyle? What about that new diet? I've been through 200 diets in my lifetime, trying to get to the ideal weight. Anybody else been on a diet binge too? You're always changing up what you put in your body because you're trying to figure out, how do I get to my best self, my best weight, while I'm feeling my best, looking my best, and able to do my best? Is anybody like me in here? We're always manipulating things. And so you're wondering, what am I consuming? What am I putting into my body? But here's the switch. What are you putting into your mind? What are you putting into your mind? We need to go on a diet. And in that diet, we're very select in what we allow in our mind, what we put in our minds. And anything that's inconsistent with our pursuit of happiness, we don't digest it. We don't let it touch our lips. Do like this. Not on these lips. I'm not going to let it in. And so if I don't let it in, I can't let it out. Because words have what? Words have power. And you have to speak your truth into existence. And so if you're not speaking your truth, then how can you experience the truth? And so out of these lips of mine come divine words that set me free, that emancipate me, and that elevate me. If you get this, you get an understanding of your power, your purpose, and your provision. Here it is. It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then, and do not be burdened again by the yoke of slavery. Christ in you is your freedom from every limitation, your assurance of health and supply, your light and your peace. So what does it mean? What does it mean? Freedom that Christ has set us free. It almost sounds like a play on word. Freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then and do not be burdened again by the yoke of slavery. What is that word slavery meaning right there? It's anything that has caused you trauma. And make that trauma seem like it was truth. That becomes the yoke of slavery. And so all I'm asking you this morning is detach yourself from the past that limits you. Detach yourself from anything that's not your truth. Detach yourself from anything that limits you in mind and body and spirit. We can give it up. I stopped by the gas station this morning, and Sam was working. And Sam looked at what I was buying, and he said, "Oh, I can't eat that." I had a colon experience some 10 years ago, and they had to remove 10 inches of my colon. And so I've learned now that the things that I was consuming before, I used to eat everything. I used to smoke for 30 years. I had a sweet tooth. I love ribs. I love pork. And he said, "Oh, Mr. Glenn, I learned to give it up." I said, "Sam, was it hard?" I want to know. "Sam, was it hard?" You know how they have that glass in the stores in the hood? Bulletproof glass. Anybody familiar with that? I'm the only one from the hood. I know you from Bewick and Mac. But so I'm just leaning in on the glass. And so, "Sam, was it hard?" "Oh, yes. Oh, yes, Mr. Glenn, very hard. It took me 3 years to really kick the habit of smoking. And because my family, we love barbecues. We love cookouts. That's the way we show our love for each other. I had to get in the habit of going to those things and telling myself, it's not good for me to digest this. If I want to be at my best, Mr. Glenn, I can't consume it. And so, Mr. Glenn, I've learned to do without so I can have better." And so I'm asking you this morning, are there some things that you're consuming in your mind, your body, and your spirit that you need to let go and not consume? And the funny thing about it is sometimes we're consuming people who feed us their mess. Ooh, there it is. Whoop, there it is. People who deliver it right at your doorstep. "Here you go, my problem." And you're a bad person if you don't fix it for me. Give me the money. Give me the solution. Give me your time. Give me your spirit. Give me your energy. Give me your soul. And let me tether it with my issues, because I won't make better choices as long as I'm tethered to you and you keep being my bailout plan. How many of you are the bailout plan for someone? Raise your hand high. The bailout plan. And so now it's time to bail yourself out so you can be in pursuit of your happiness. It's time to leave Egypt and get out of bondage. It's that time where we go into elevation of the mind, the body, and the spirit. Repeat after me. I've been proclaimed free. Now, right now, I'll activate my emancipation and elevation power. I am rising in real time. No 2-year delay. It's right now. Right now is my time to realize my truth. Maybe I'll stand. Can we just get into that space in our heart and in our minds where nothing else matters in the moment but me Because it's really me. It's me, myself, and I. I don't know about you, but there's so many times where I find myself alone. And people can be around me, but I feel like I'm alone in that space, in that moment, in that condition, in that experience, in that I'm experiencing, at that time that I'm experiencing it. And I just yell out, it's me. It's me, oh Lord. Standing in the need of prayer. Standing in the need of knowing my purpose. Standing in the need of knowing that there is a provision if I need a path forward to be made straight for me. I don't know if you're like me, but I go through mind games. I go through mind challenges. I go through moments where I feel like I'm on a roller coaster. There's so many twists and turns, up and down, that sometimes I get to the point where I just don't know what I know. And I don't know if that's my truth. Because the truth is the truth. And so I'm always having these sidebar conversations. The trauma of my past that seems so present in the here and the now. I don't know if you understand that, but sometimes the past seems like it's the present and it's pressing on me. And Lux is pressing me down instead of up. But then something triggers me. And I affirm the truth about me. Can we say an affirmation? Can I lead the affirmation? Can you repeat it with energy that elevates us? I am free. I am focused. I am fired up. I am fueling faith and forming my good fortune. I am emancipated to elevate, and I am in pursuit of my divine potential. And so it is. Tell somebody around you, you better get out of the way. Because I'm in pursuit of my purpose, my passion, and I know the provision is the truth. That is the truth. And the truth shall set me free. And so it is. Renaissance Union, I love you and God bless you. Thanks for having me this morning.